And I think if they revalue that along with an audit, what it will mean is that gold, well, the U.S. Treasury and the U.S. government and the Fed, they're admitting that the fiat dollar is toast, and that gold is back as the monetary asset par excellence. I think that's what President de Gaulle said in one of his speeches, I think in 1965. In terms of the price, I don't think you should be concerned with that, because unfortunately the fiat currencies that we use and hold and save sometimes, they're going to become worth a lot less in terms of gold.
The gold market has long been a magnet for unconventional theories, and one particular idea, the notion that the United States should revalue its gold reserves, has recently gained traction on Wall Street. Despite the growing discussion, top economic advisors within the Trump administration are not seriously considering the proposal, according to a source familiar with the matter. Unlike many countries, the U.S. government owns its gold reserves, with the Federal Reserve holding certificates representing the Treasury's gold. The official price of gold has been $42 per ounce since 1972, valuing the Treasury's gold holdings at around $11 billion. In contrast, the market price of gold has surged to record highs, approaching $3,000 per ounce. If the U.S. were to mark its gold reserves to market value, their worth would rise to over $760 billion, creating a significant one-time windfall. The implications of such a revaluation extend beyond the immediate financial boost, potentially signaling a broader shift in monetary policy. Financial analyst MarioInnecco suggests that a revaluation, if accompanied by an audit, could indicate a recognition that the U.S. dollar is steadily losing purchasing power. Such a move could restore gold's status as a premier monetary asset, reinforcing its historic role as a store of value. At the same time, the U.S. dollar index has been weakening, falling toward 106.50 at the time of writing, reflecting a decline of more than 1.5% over the past week. The dollar's depreciation aligns with concerns about the impact of inflation and monetary policy on fiat currencies. Innecco suggests that if gold is revalued, fiat currencies may lose purchasing power compared to gold and silver. This change could enhance government finances, improve balance sheets, and possibly lower taxation needs. However, it raises concerns that governments might use this liquidity to drive economic expansion, potentially worsening financial bubbles. Make sure to tune in for our expert analysis. Don't miss out on future content. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay in the loop. Your support is greatly appreciated.
We're going to talk about what it means to do an audit and a revaluation. And about the audit, I think it was Zero Hedge who wrote an article about it, and they posted on X to Elon Musk. And Elon Musk saw that and he said, "Oh, I thought they did that every month." No, Elon, they haven't done it for maybe 70 years. Being kind, maybe 50. And then even Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul, saw it and he said, "We must have an audit." And of course, there are a lot of people who are going to say, yeah, they'll do an audit, but it's not real. Along with the talk of revaluation, the statutory price that the U.S. government sets for gold, well, right now, believe it or not, it's only $42.22, and that was set in 1972. So the price went from 35 up until August 15th, 1971, when Nixon closed the gold window, and then they raised it to 38, which is about 10%. And then they raised it again to 42.22, but they've stopped it. They've stopped at that level for over 50 years, and it sounds weird, doesn't it, that it's only valued at 42.22. And I think if they revalue that along with an audit, what it will mean is that gold, well, the U.S. Treasury and the U.S. government and the Fed, they're admitting that the fiat dollar is toast, and that gold is back as the monetary asset par excellence. I think that's what President de Gaulle said in one of his speeches, I think in 1965. Yeah, he said gold is like a standard of excellence throughout the world. It was universal. And I think that's what it means. In terms of the price, I don't think you should be concerned with that, because unfortunately the fiat currencies that we use and hold and save sometimes, they're going to become worth a lot less in terms of gold everywhere around the world, and silver for that matter. Well, because if we do see the audit and the revaluation, what it means is it will reliquify all the governments of the world. They will become more solvent. They will have a much better fiscal situation. Yeah, and that is good. Of course, that means that they have to tax you less, and that means that things could improve. The other side of the coin, though, is that they might start the inflating the bubble once again, which is a bad thing.
MarioInnecco has pointed out the growing discussion on social media regarding a potential gold audit, driven by concerns over global gold market liquidity and stability. This debate has intensified following reports that the Bank of England is facing technical default, raising questions about the availability of physical gold in the financial system. According to Blockbeats, U.S. Senator Rand Paul has called on the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, to conduct a full audit of the gold reserves stored at Fort Knox. His request seeks to verify the presence of 147.3 million ounces, 4,600 tons, of gold held by the U.S. Treasury, fueling a broader discussion on financial transparency. This push has also led to comparisons between Bitcoin and traditional assets, with some arguing that Bitcoin's decentralized and verifiable nature makes it a more transparent alternative. The gold reserves at Fort Knox have not undergone a full external audit in over 50 years, primarily due to the U.S. government's stance that such reviews pose national security risks. The reserves serve as a key symbol of national credit and economic stability, and a public audit could introduce market uncertainty, potentially shaking confidence in the financial system. As speculation around gold's role in global finance continues, the debate over transparency and trust in monetary assets remains at the forefront. Let's get back to the interview.
President Trump knows that they're in trouble in terms of military power. And that's why he called the other day. He said he wants to get Russia and China together with the U.S. and have a plan to cut spending in the military by 50%. So to me, that means that America can't afford to keep the fiat dollar or the dollar standard going anymore. It doesn't have the military might. So with that, we'll jump to the gold. And I think this is one of the reasons. It's a retreat by America. Of course, we're going to hear that America is going to be made great again. And I'm not saying it couldn't, because unfortunately, I think America is in a situation because it became overstretched itself militarily, geopolitically, economically, debt-wise. So I think it could be a step to being great again if we see some kind of retrenchment and focus on the Western Hemisphere, get out of the rest of the world and focus on important things. So if you're an ex, you've probably seen there's a lot of talk about gold audit. And one of the reasons for that is because of all the speculation surrounding the fact that the Bank of England is basically in a technical default. And why is that? Well, because they can't pay their clients or customers the gold. Usually, if you get gold from the Bank of England, spot gold, it takes 1 to 2 days or 3 days to get the gold. Now it can be up, I think it's 70 days, which is more than 2 months. Well, they basically shut down. They closed their doors. And we've seen as well that a lot of the physical gold has been going to the U.S. And I've just seen as well this morning that Argos Heraeus, one of the biggest refiners of gold bars, they've come out and said that, let me have a look here at the headline. Yeah, breaking: world's largest provider of precious metals, Argos Heraeus, suspends sales of minted 50 and 100-gram bars.
The debate over gold's valuation and transparency is gaining momentum, reflecting deeper concerns about currency stability and financial trust. While an official revaluation or audit remains uncertain, the growing demand for accountability highlights the shifting perceptions of monetary assets. If a full audit of U.S. gold reserves were conducted, what impact would it have on global markets and the financial system? Share your perspective in the comments section. If the video resonates with you, join our community by subscribing to our channel and enabling notifications with the bell icon. Thank you for being a part of our community.